Hello, my name is James Lindsay. I'm the Senior National Program Leader for Food Safety at the USDA Agricultural Research Service. I only have a few minutes, so I will try and be brief. I should also note that my comments are mine alone and are not those of the USDA or the US federal government. During the past 12 years, I've had the pleasure of working with DG Research. Further, my research program has also been part of several EC-funded projects, including CampuCheck and more recently ProSafe Beef. The food safety program I oversee became involved in the EU frameworks because we saw them as a tremendous opportunity to be involved in and get oversight of the world's largest transnational R&D program. At a professional level, I became involved in evaluating EU research when invited to be one of the 2 expert reviewers for the TRACE project led by Paul Brereton. TRACE was a multifaceted endeavour and addressed areas of traceability that were far-reaching. Our first impression when we met the participants was what an excellent and eclectic group of enthusiastic and talented scientists. We were really taken aback by their openness, willingness to challenge themselves and to collaborate. But more importantly was their allowing the reviewers free license to visit each working group, to comment, applaud or critique their efforts, offer advice or challenge them. These interactions were very beneficial for everyone. Although TRACE is finished, its impact as a whole is still being felt. Both as a project and as an example, TRACE very much led the way, setting the agenda and acting as a global coordination centre for food traceability and related activities. The amount of data obtained from TRACE was so great that we, the reviewers, saw it would take several years to completely analyse. I believe the impact of TRACE has and will continue to have far-reaching effects with regards to the United States. It has forced those of us in food safety to realise that it is an absolute necessity to implement traceability and attribution initiatives. If I was to express any concerns, it would be these. I would like to see greater use, if not exploitation, of transatlantic networks and initiatives, and a greater need for flexibility and sustainability. For example, one concern I have both as a reviewer and a project participant is that the EU spends millions on establishing world-leading science, but then it stops. Once any project ends, it appears there is limited, if any, follow-up. Many project reports disappear into a black hole. Post-project publications often lose momentum, and dissemination and training stops. Result, the project or program is not fully exploited. I do not know if this issue has ever been addressed. Certainly I can say that the TRACE reviewers mentioned it in our final report. Our concern was to make sure that the project participants did not just walk away to do other research, and that all the data derived from the TRACE project was stored, available and examined. This is not a criticism by any means, just a concern. In the United States, we certainly face the same dilemma. Often granting agencies do not have the time or personnel to chase a project after it has been completed. Interacting with the various frameworks has given me unparalleled insight into the excellent research which is being done within Europe. My program has developed a wide network of collaborations which have successfully linked academics across the Atlantic to ensure our work is disseminated globally. Finally, I would like to express my sincerest thanks to the various administrators in DG Research. As well as being of huge professional benefit, I have found my interactions very rewarding and have established some long-lasting friendships. My best wishes for a good meeting, and thank you.
James Lindsay there with some encouraging comments and a tiny reminder of something I mentioned earlier on about the need not to simply forget about this work when it's done, but to make sure it enters into routine use. Very much like the same sort of thing has happened in medicine. Translational research was neglected for a long, long time, and a great many ideas for treatments piled up on the laboratory shelves, and somehow they didn't get out there into the clinics and into the into the hospitals. And there's been a huge emphasis in medicine on doing just that, and clearly the same kind of thought should be considered here, I think. On now to our second video. This time it's from Brazil. Professor Roseli Rocha dos Santos, Coordinator of Institutional and International Cooperation at UniBrazil, and she's been working in the COEXTRA project on economic, legal and traceability issues between Brazil and the EU, and focused on the GM soybean imported into the EU. She's speaking, I think, in Portuguese, so you may wish to go to the appropriate number in the translations listed up there. Okay, Professor dos Santos.